G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to Cold Waters with Mags, and welcome back aboard the Victor 3. So, what's going on? Since the last mission we have shot back to Okinawa, we have completely resupplied the submarine, so we have a full load of ordnance, countermeasures, and everything else that we need on board. And we were given new mission orders to proceed into the East China Sea. A fleet would be leaving Ningbo, armed with anti-ship missiles. Now, we've already managed to confirm one of them. This is Sierra 1. This is the Hangfeng. So we're dealing with the anti-ship missile-armed Chinese, essentially, but they're really sort of like modified torpedo boats, PT boats. But much more dangerous. And we've got to try and work out... We've got to try and take them all out.
Designated Sierra 3.
Now... Sierra 3 looks like
sonar. Sierra 3 is classified as
Sierra 2 does as well. The issue is we got jumped at 10 knots. I never actually saw the fleet coming. I was just getting into position a little outside of Ningbo, and all of a sudden it popped up, and we were stuck in a fight. Now there's something here with active sonar. The Hangfengs don't have, or Hangfengs. I mess this up every time. Anyways, the Speedy Boys here do not have sonar. So there is something here, a patrol ship that we cannot see. So I'm going to bring this up to periscope depth anyway, because we've got some strange... It's only 97 decibels in the water, but we're getting an awful lot of clutter, and I'm not getting really good identifiers on these guys, so we are going to have to pop periscope. Hopefully it doesn't make things quite as interesting as it did last round.
152 designated Sierra
Sierra 4. Sierra 4 may be whatever. Maybe?
Sonar Sierra 4 is classified.
I
dive
think.
at 3-8 feet. Dive by.
Cool. So, we're going to pop the scope, have a look around.
Regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing 171.
And see what we can see. Alright, so bearing the first target is 171.
Sonar new contact bearing 118 designated Sierra 6.
We can't. Whoa, that's close. That's about all we can see for the moment. That's alright, that gives me the confirms a couple of the targets. We had a Master 6 here, which looks like another one of our Speedy Boys.
Lost contact.
But we couldn't see it.
Last bearing 15.
And unfortunately we didn't see the Zhenghu, which is a ship that we're actually after. We also did loosely pick up an E5 that's further out. So this is not ideal. I would have liked to have picked up all of them. With only one escort that we can confirm at the moment, it's possible that they may not have picked up the scope, which would be nice. That would be my preference. But they are reasonably close. We're firing at 6.6 kiluyards here, so these ships are right here.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
Shoot one out.
Shoot 2-2.
Shoot two out.
Sir.
And we are going to fire all 4
4.
tubes.
Aye, sir. Con fire control, we've lost the
And
wire.
4 wire lost. Okay. Well, 3 out of 4 ain't bad. So we'll start turning these off to for specific targets. 4 might actually pick up M1 down here. So I'm going to send this one over to see if we can get M6. That might be the smart play. So, I do remember the last time I encountered these, somebody said in the comments that it seemed like a total waste using, you know, expensive torpedoes, wire-guided torpedoes, on these little tow rags. And you are right, the ship itself isn't much. It's basically a glorified patrol torpedo boat. There's nothing particularly special about it at all, except these 4 pods. Now, there's some options on how these can be set up, depending on what missiles are loaded into them, but each one will contain between 1 and 4, depending on missile types, anti-ship missiles that have a range of potentially up to about 200 nautical miles. Actually, I think some of them go a little bit longer than that. And all they've got to be doing, the whole reason for this particular boat design in the Chinese Navy is all operating it requires them to do is them to point the nose of the ship towards the fleet they want to sink and press the button, and the missiles will automatically launch and head in a straight line straight down the bow path until they acquire a target. That's it. They cost next to nothing to build, and potentially a swarm of them could saturate, bombard a US carrier fleet and sink a carrier in large enough numbers, while costing a fraction of the cost of a single, you know, decent cruiser to actually deploy. So yes, using torpedoes on them is obscene for what these things actually are, but considering the amount of damage that they can do, it's better to use the torpedo and kill the boat rather than not. It's a similar concept to the T-34. The T-34 World War II, the tank itself was actually pretty much inferior to almost everything else that it was sort of fighting with around the time. I know that's going to get a lot of T-34 fans really up in arms, but it was. The design was kind of good in places, bad in others. The manufacturing was generally appalling. But it doesn't really matter when you have, you know, thousands upon thousands of them to only the hundreds upon hundreds that the enemy that you're fighting actually has. It really doesn't matter what the quality of them is when you can just bury the enemy in them. Quantity is a quality all of its own.
Sonar regained contact on Master 6, bearing 101.
Right, so I'll send 2 down the active sonar path of this escort. 4's going to take out this one, that'll be fine. We have got a torpedo that is loose in here somewhere. I don't know whether or not it's actually found our boat here, but I'm sort of hoping it has. And we've got one that's all the way over here at the moment. I'm assuming it would be somewhere around here, but it's not popping up. It's definitely active at this point, but I don't think it's actually acquired a target. We might have to put another out. Alright, 4 has picked up a target. Poor bastard's heading straight for them. Two still hasn't detected anything. I'm going to let it go for the moment, but I'm...
Con sonar lost contact. Master 3.
Now, these,
bearing
just to be clear too, these torpedoes hitting a boat this size, there wouldn't be a boat left, there wouldn't be a wreck left to sink. These things would hit that hard, it would shatter the entire frame and blow the thing to pieces. There would be no survivors on these being hit by torpedoes. They are overkill in that regard. Very much so. One's further out than I thought, and it looks like the other torpedo isn't going to pick it up, so I'm bringing... I got 10 minutes on the clock on 2, so I'm bringing 2 back to get M1. an 81% solution, so
Con
that might
sonar lost
actually
contact.
be
Master
accurate.
6. Last bearing 088. Contact
on
faded.
M6, which is an awful lot further out than I was hoping. So we're going to have to get a torpedo in the water and in that direction right now. In fact, we're going to have to get 2 more out.
Con fire control. We've
Oh,
lost
god
fire.
damn it.
Shoot tube
I'm
5.
firing him straight
Aye,
out the
sir.
nose too. So that's 2 wasted torps on this so far. Bye. Thanks for being useless.
Shoot tube 4.
Cool.
Aye, sir.
Alright, so 2 out. Just gotta wait for 2 to catch up here. And 4 and 5. What would the range on that be if it was around 88?
Con, torpedo room, 2-1 ready.
22 kiloyards. That can't be right. Well, I'll see if I can get their attention. I'm gonna pop the radar. It doesn't
Raise
look
the
like we've
radar
got any
half.
other major threats around here at the moment. Boom. No, it's not that far out. Cool. And M5
Con sonar. Master 5.
has been
is
confirmed as
classified
another. Alright. It is a little bit further out. How far was it before it disappeared? Range 14.5. Alright, so that is... It's good. M4 is going to head in our direction, which is actually kind of what we want. This is going to be...
Con fire.
Con sonar lost contact. Master 1. Last bearing 190.
Okay.
Contact breaking up.
Okay. It looks like our loose torp did, in fact, acquire M1. So we are going to turn 2 back to engage M4.
Con sonar regained contact on.
And
Master
I'm going
6,
to send
bearing
4
084.
through in order to track down M5. While leaving 5 on course to try and get M6. So, only 1 wasted torp now. Alright, so 2 has acquired M4. We just need to continue 4 through to get the final objective. Now the Zhanghu knows where we are because we popped radar, so that's not even a thing. But it needs to get close to be able
Con
to attack
sonar,
us.
noisemaker bearing
And
1,
it's got
3,
bigger issues
4.
right now. So just manually holding course on Torpedo 2. 6 minutes on its timer. That's the biggest issue. M6 and M5 are far enough out that I'm actually concerned about how long these torpedoes are going to be able to run for before they acquire. I'm gonna have to probably activate these soon enough, just so I can get the extra speed out of them. But that will cut down how long they operate. Right, so we are moving, intercepting M4.
Con sonar lost contact. Master 6. Last
Torpedo
bearing
is still not
0,
acquiring on its
6,
own. Countermeasure
9.
has been
Contact
deployed,
faded.
continuing to manually guide.
Con fire control. Weapon acquired.
There we go. Torpedo's still spoofed, but that's fine. This is why they worked out wire guidance on torpedoes, so you can do stuff just like this.
Con sonar
Boom.
lost contact. Master 4. Last bearing 1,
Zhanghu
3,
eliminated.
2. Contact breaking up.
So, that's the major threat that I've got in this particular engagement out, so now it's just a matter of catching up with the rest. So, I'm going to activate this just past the countermeasures. And I'm going to activate 5 pretty much right away.
6, 4.
Torpedo 5 is acquired. Now, it's really being slow about its side. It's not 100% accurate, but that's fine. Actually, we'll turn that on now. We don't need to worry about these things avoiding quite so much. And 4 is still on target. I'm just going to hope that one's actually going to find what I'm after.
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
Dun 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 dun. Angry fishy coming in.
Con, sonar, lost
Alright,
contact.
that is
Master,
M6
6,
eliminated,
last
and
bearing,
now it's just a
0,
question of how
6,
long it's going to take
1.
to actually run
Contact
down
breaking up.
M5. Hopefully, not too much longer. Alright, so I've just popped up the radar mast to see whether or not we can find the target. It appears to be out of our little radar's range, but Torpedo 4 has
Lower the
acquired
radar
it
mast.
nonetheless. So, let's go active on 4. To see whether or not we can bring it up. Or is it going to be far enough away that only the torpedo will be able to see it? Which is quite possible here. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be only a torpedo thing. Oh, that should be it. As soon as this torpedo hits target, that's the entire fleet annihilated. So, a relatively straightforward engagement here. Another bunch of Chinese anti-ship missile spam boats taken out of play. Now, there was a submarine lurking around in the area that we're engaging in as well, so we may end up encountering that while we're trying to exit out, although I am going to try and head towards blue water. If it wants to fight me, it can fight me somewhere where I can actually, do submarine things in my submarine.
Con, sonar, lost contact.
Alright, so mission completed. Our torpedo found the target, although we never got to see it again. That should be it. Still got 11 USAT 80s remaining. We haven't used any of our other systems. Pretty straightforward battle. Hopefully we won't have too many more of these. At this point, China's got to be running out of them. Anyways, excellent job, Commander. Your neutralization of this high-priority target will significantly reduce the enemy's ability to hinder trans-Pacific convoys. SimPac sends regards to you and your crew. Await further orders on this downlink. And convoys arrive. Cargo ships from North America and Japan continue to ferry goods into the region with minimal losses. Actually, I'm pretty sure we've seen exactly this this World News article as well. Also, something else, I know some people may have already noticed this, but it always reads the 28th of November 2000. This is a 2000s based campaign, but we are well beyond that at this point. I think we actually might almost be in the new year at this point. Anyways, let's see what our next mission is. Intelligence estimates indicate that enemy commandos will land from submarine in the vicinity of the Spratly Islands or the next week. They're trying to put commandos in again. Jesus. Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. Let's go deal with that. Alright, so we oh, I forgot to load torpedo too. That was silly of me. There we may have made a mistake here. So the submarine that I spotted on the over map, we managed to avoid it and then tried to engage it in the deeper water off the coast of the South China Sea, and we failed. It kept going. We didn't catch it. Or at least not in that area. So we had to keep proceeding south until we eventually got it right at the point that it managed to turn around and come back at us, smack bang in the middle of the Philippine Sea. So we are way down south at the moment. The problem is we got intercepted at 20 knots. So I'm hoping this thing is deaf as a post. Although I'm thinking Sierra 1 may not even be the target that I'm
torpedo
after.
room, tube 4 ready.
I have no idea what this is. That's about as close as I get. A small cargo ship, maybe? But it doesn't line up.
Sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as merchant.
Anyways, the current depth is 600 feet. We're in plenty of water here because we're down in the Philippine Sea. We're in nearly, well, just short of 2,000 feet of water. And yeah, I've pulled the handbrake on and slowed us down as much as possible to see whether or not we can actually locate this submarine, which I have absolutely no doubt knows exactly where we are. Looks like we got that right too. Looks like it is in fact a small cargo ship.
Con sonar, Sierra
No,
1
it's a
is
cruise ship.
classified as merchant.
And it is Chinese. I could sink that. It's not exactly what we're after, but I could sink that. Alright, so we're going to play the Hunter Seeker here. We were chasing this guy down, so I'm going to do this distinctly Russian. So I want active sonar on all torpedoes, so they're ready for launch. We are going to be launching at depth, so that's fine. I'm going to reload our anti-ship missile into a second Moss. I don't know if we'll need it, but just in case. Active sonar ping. That was heading 40.
Come left 2, 3, 2, 1, helm aye.
Alright. Please don't break.
Shoot 2-1.
Cool.
Aye, sir.
Torpedo out. We got counterfire. They heard it.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
Actually, it might still be
Con,
worth having
helm,
this torpedo
steady
go
course.
offside a little. Do we have... We do have a duct. Well, they know we're here, so I'm going to actively give
Con
them an
sonar,
active back.
switching to active search. Con sonar, new contact bearing 033, designated Sierra 2.
Give me a second ping. 69.
Con sonar,
Sierra 2.
switching to passive search. Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 0.
Got a fair idea on where that is. Depth
Contact
change.
faded.
Go to 150
Make
feet. Let's
depth
get above the
15,
thermal layer and
0
into the
feet,
duct.
bye-bye.
Yep. Torpedoes are out. We can hear the torps. And while we're at it, we are going to launch a
Shoot
Moss
2-3.
at this
Aye,
depth.
sir.
And I'm going to turn the Moss, and then I'm going to turn the Moss back. So the idea here is the Moss is going to stay at this depth while my submarine very quietly gets up into the duct and above the thermal layer, and hopefully I can use this to bait the torpedo underneath the Victor 3 and take it for a little bit of a walk. Well, we can turn our torpedo in now. It is going to take a little to turn this one around.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Alright, so weapon has acquired Sierra 2. Second torpedo fired. This one was fired on torpedo 1, I'm assuming.
Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, torpedo in the water, bearing 0, 3, 2.
Alright. Hopefully the torpedo here has acquired the moss. It does appear to be tracking moss.
Noisemaker bearing 0, 3, 8.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
We're at 150, so we are still good. We're in the duct.
Con, sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as submerged submarine.
Alright, so the target is a Shang.
Con,
we
fire
pull it
control,
up.
weapon acquired.
Alright, so nuclear attack submarine, Chinese. Second torpedo is going to be an issue.
Con, dive at 150 feet, dive high.
At the very least, we should be able to take the first one for a walk. That should be fine. Alright, looks like we got the Shang.
Con, sonar, noisemaker bearing 0, 3, 8.
Alright, wasn't enough to kill her. But that sounded like her blowing ballast. Right, turning. Yeah, torpedo has acquired us. The moss has not been sufficient. Reloading tube. And going to flank.
Turns for 3. Con, sonar, we are cavitating.
Yep, that's fine. So depth 600.
Depth 600 feet, dive high.
Actually, don't set depth 600.
Con, fire control, we've lost the wire.
Yep, we lost the wire on the moss, but that's fine.
Come right to 0, 4, 2, helm I. Con, sonar, lost contact. Sierra 1, come right to. Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, torpedo in the water, bearing 0, 4, 0.
Passing 400 feet. Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Right,
Passing
torpedo's going to
500
reacquire
Con,
the
sonar,
moss.
no longer cavitating.
Torpedo is running straight at depth.
Con, knuckle formed.
And have thrown the torpedo again.
Con, knuckle formed.
And this torpedo is just going straight through. This is wire guided.
Passing 500 feet.
God damn it.
Con, sonar, we are cavitating.
So that one's
Passing 400
completely
feet.
ignoring everything.
Con, maneuvering, making turns
Another
for
countermeasure out.
0 knots.
There's only one thing we can do here.
Making
Full
turns
reverse.
0 knots. Con, sonar,
Active.
no longer cavitating.
Surface running. Speed 10.
Con, sonar,
Hop. Go to flank.
make turns for 3. Con, sonar, we are cavitating.
Dive and hopefully we can get under this before it hits us, otherwise we're in trouble. No.
Flooding in the engine room.
Damn it.
Passing 400 feet.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Damage control parties. Lead of the reactor space.
Our torpedoes acquired. Yeah, that was wire guided off the Shang because we never killed her with that first torpedo. Current depth, we are having issues of our own with floating at the moment.
We've lost the wire.
Yep, that's fine.
Con sonar.
Alright, so we're
Noise
going
maker
up.
Bearing.
We
0,
were sinking
3,
there for a little
4.
bit. Unfortunately, we have a second torpedo coming in, and that's a problem. Emergency blow.
Dive by. Con, charging high pressure air banks after emergency blow. Unable to dive.
Oh,
Passing 300 feet.
at the very least, that should pop
Con
the Shang.
sonar lost contact. Sierra 2. Last
Asshole.
bearing.
Passing 200 feet. Pass.
Con sonar. We are cavitating.
And hopefully that torpedo will stop reading us while we're on
Con
the
sonar
surface.
regained contact on. Sierra 1. Bearing 3, 4, 3.
Because it's now lost all wire guidance. And it looks like that's alright. That's alright. It looks like it has...
Pumps have been repaired.
Alright, let's get propulsion sorted out.
Lay to the engine room.
Come left 2. 0.
Left, and let's drop speed 5 knots.
5.
Con, charging high pressure air banks after emergency blow. Unable to dive.
I wasn't telling you to dive, I was making sure everything was set to full on the surface. Please do not go below the water. We have a hole in our hull. But it looks like the Moss we fired before is going to take that torpedo for a nice walk out of the area. So, Chinese submarine down, but we are going to be bound back for Okinawa. Not exactly what I was hoping for, but it was bound to happen again eventually. I think this is only the second time in this entire campaign that I've been hit so far, so I can't be too annoyed about this. Alright, so the Shang sunk, and we are going to head back to Okinawa to resupply and repair our boat. This means that chances are these commandos are probably going to get into the Spratly Islands, which is a bit annoying, but yeah, maybe we'll be able to get back in enough time after they fix the boat up. A little bit unfortunate, but you do sort of have to jam the handbrake on there pretty hard to be able to fire torpedoes. Just to be clear on what happened, I'm not sure I mentioned it. You can't fire torpedoes at flank speed. Anything above 10 knots, you fire a torpedo, it's going to destroy your own torpedo tube rather than actually launch a torpedo. So you got to yank the handbrake on to get your speed from 30 knots down to 10 knots, fire the torpedo, and then slam yourself back into flank to get your maneuvering speed back in order to be able to continue doing your torpedo beats. The issue is the acceleration. Getting from 30 to 10 is actually pretty quick. Getting from 10 back to 30 is a little bit more of an issue, and it just didn't accelerate fast enough. I probably should have thrown the torps again, or tried to throw the torps again using a knuckle before actually doing the speed change to launch the torp, but I didn't, so shit happens. It is the way it is. But propulsion's damaged, so we're back to Okinawa. Anyways, ladies and gents, hope you enjoyed the video and thank you very much for watching. Cold Waters will be returning to the channel very soon, and until next time, remember to click that like button if you did, share and subscribe if you want to see more, and as always, take care.